Welcome. Listen, I'm so excited about today. Welcome to Lunch. Lunch is your midday high energy business masterclass on television, and I am your host, Tameka Chapman. Today, you are in for a treat. I'm so excited about today because I am getting to speak to two phenomenal ladies. That you're going to meet today. And today's episode, today's masterclass, I should say, is all about having and how to achieve and keep a millionaire mindset. So please help me to welcome Miss Sue Begent as well as Miss Choyo Wilson-Daniel. Hello, ladies. How are you?
Phenomenal. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. So
Really
let's
excited to be here.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to have you all here. This is going to be one amazing conversation. I'm so excited about it. So listen, everyone who's tuning in, you see us on social media, you're watching us through the network. Make sure you let everyone else to come and tune in. This is the conversation that you cannot afford to miss. This is the conversation that you've been waiting for all year long. We're second half 2022. This is
Yes.
the time to kick it in gear, keep it in gear, get moving, get focused, and do what it is you need to do in your business. I'm excited about today. So, Miss Sue, let's start with you. Please tell us a little bit about who you are, what it is that you do. Let us know who you are. Tell us that.
Sure. Well, I'm a women's mindset, confidence, and business coach. And I came to that because I had a 25-year global career actually in sales and marketing. And when I left that career, I sort of followed my heart's passion and desire, if you like, to become a coach. And one of the things I'm super passionate about is the empowerment of women. And I feel very strongly about women being empowered, women having seats at tables where decisions are
Mhm.
being made for them, about them, women's voices being heard, and women feeling confident to be authentically who they are. And I think that money is a huge part of that. And I think that when a woman feels financially independent, confident, free, she's able to be who she is. And I think that we often doubt ourselves. We have these messages in our heads about not being worthy, not being good enough, not being perfect. And so that's why I'm here.
I love it. I think as a woman, we've all gone through some of those same feelings, right? Or probably all of those same feelings. I'm waving my hand over here. At one point in time, we've experienced not feeling or not valuing ourselves for what it is that we know, for who we are, for what it is that we know how to do, for our abilities, our talents, our gifts, all of that stuff. And so, thank you for being who you are and helping women across the world learn to embrace their confidence and having a mindset of can do. So thank you so much, Ms. Sue. I appreciate you. Um, let's move on to Mrs. Choyo Wilson Daniel. Please introduce yourself.
Hi. My name is Choyo Wilson-Daniel. I am a money mindset mentor. I help Christian ambitious women to release the pain, that inner stuff, so we can make it rain prosperity. So we get inside and we clean up all of that unforgiveness, that shame, that guilt, and we remove the dam, we remove the block so that money can flow freely,
Yeah,
so you can live this purposeful life that you were created to live.
absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. Get
Yeah.
out the way and make it rain prosperity. I mean, hello.
This is why I interviewed these two amazing ladies for the summit.
This is absolutely amazing. I'm ready to dive deep into conversation because everybody's tuning in right now. They're wanting to learn about how to achieve a millionaire mindset, right? I remember when the pandemic first happened. As soon as it happened, I think there's a lot of opportunists who took the stage and says, I'm a seven-figure earner, so I can tell you how to do it. And they were ripping people off without knowing how to do anything themselves. So it wasn't a mindset that they had; it was a hustle. Okay, it was a hustle. There wasn't a mindset; it was a hustle. And so today's conversation is really important. That it's going to allow so many people to learn the steps and strategies that they can take to developing the mindset that they need for success in life, career, and or business. And that's why I'm excited today. Ms. Sue, you're all about women's empowerment, making sure that we learn how to stand up for ourselves, learn how to have the confidence and believe in ourselves. And I believe that's where we should start, right? Let's start on just the mindset of just being a woman in business, right? Can you tell us a little bit about your journey into becoming a mindset and confidence coach? Can you tell us a little bit about your journey?
Sure. It's very personal because I realized, of course, that although I was going through the motions and apparently doing the right things, I wasn't manifesting the results. And there just came a point where I'm like, I have to take a look at this. and that was, the beginning of my personal journey. I didn't realize how many blocks to abundance I was carrying.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it came from my family of origin. Money doesn't grow on trees. Who do you think we're not made of money, feelings. And I originally realized that I was carrying feelings about people who were wealthy already.
Mm-hmm.
I was feeling like, I didn't want to be like them. My association was they were greedy and selfish, and they didn't care about other people. And so, when you're carrying those types of beliefs, it's almost impossible to actually manifest it, because as fast as you're trying to magnetize it, you're repelling it. And so I really had to do some serious looking at, what am I thinking here? What emotions come up for me around money? Whoops. Oh.
Keep going, Miss Sue.
Am I still here? Shall I keep talking?
You are.
I will. I'll keep talking.
We gave you the floor because I think women need to really tune in to what you're saying. I don't want them to attracted to the beauty of Miss Choyo and I. So I wanted to give you the floor to
that
really
would be extremely understandable. But yeah, I realized that I had a lot of emotions around negative emotions around money. I also had, and I didn't realize I was carrying a mindset of lack.
Yeah.
I used to think to myself, I would look in the cupboard and I'm like, didn't really matter what it was. I always had lots. I always had like more deodorants than I needed, and more like this and that and the other. And even, and I'm like, why? Why do I have this feeling that somehow I might run out?
Yeah.
And so I really had to take a look at that. One of the things that, and Choyo, the two of you, you're the experts. I just interviewed you, so you really have it well. But I did so many things to heal that relationship. Yeah. One of the most important things I did, honestly, was something called Psych K, which is now something that I offer to clients. I went and got trained in this modality, but it's a modality that really helps you shift the subconscious blocks that you're carrying. And that, of course, is where all these gremlins live. And so, I had to do, and I still do, clearing out of those unhelpful beliefs. And also, Psych K helps like supercharge affirmations. So, those positive thoughts that, I love money, money loves me. That flow, money's a flow, blessing money when it goes out, blessing it when it comes in, however large or small it is, being grateful, all of those things. Psych K was the thing for me personally, and there are many different ways, because I just interviewed 12 of you, and each one of you has amazing ways to do this. And so I would encourage you, to listen to these interviews, because there's so much richness, and there's so much. Each one is different. Yeah. But for me, I use Psych K, and it was huge for me. Every time I got triggered around money, or actually around anything, I would supercharge my affirmation for that. My blocks are dissolving every moment of every day. And then I would do a balance around that, and I still do this. It's a daily practice that I have. And that has been huge in healing my money relationship.
I love that. I love that. One of the things that I do a lot is journal on a
Mhm.
daily. I journal every day because you have so much going on in your head, but you need somewhere to get it out so that you can continue to flow and continue to allow things to flow through you, right?
Yeah.
Show can you hit a little bit on the mindset of it, of just as being a woman in business?
Yes, the mindset, I believe is the most important. I think mindset is 95% of it and strategy is only 5%.
Yes,
And the mindset is just a setting, right? The operating system is our identity, our self-work, our self-esteem. And so for me, I had to create a whole new image of self before I could adopt this mindset and before I can believe I was worthy to receive money, relationships, opportunities. Because before I can get a contract, I can make money. That's easy for me. I can smell money. But having money was so difficult for me. Anytime I got money, it was like I had holes in my pocket, holes in my buckets. It was just always like disappear. So I was constantly in this rat race trying to keep this money. And it wasn't until I realized that it's an internal job. And if
yeah.
I didn't stop long enough to do the work, then I was going to spend the rest of my life chasing a dollar and not having any money in my savings account.
Come through, come through. I remember that saying from back in the day. I've heard so many adults said, "You need to sit down. Stop. Let that money run through your pockets.
Yes.
The money is burning
I
all
can so
over
relate
you."
to that, by the way, Joya. That's exactly. I actually, because I had, an international corporate career, so I could get the money to come in, but it wasn't so good at holding on to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And for me, it was the belief. One of my main wealth blocks was there's never enough. You're always going to have more month than money.
yeah,
So that's exactly what was happening. So it
yeah.
wasn't until I created a whole new money paradigm where I was able to be friends with money. I used to have so much anxiety just talking about money, looking at my bank account. I would avoid all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So just learning how to be friends with money, how to say I love money as a Christian woman, because in Christian world, you don't love money. You were going straight to hell if you said that to anybody. So it's no wonder why money would go to somebody who loved it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Really having a healthy relationship with money, being comfortable enough to look at my money, to talk to my money, to blow kisses to my money, just developing, developing all of those.
I came across this, and I, with apologies to this coach because I cannot remember her name right now. But it was, in part of my journey, I bought her online course. She had us imagine money as a lover.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. The first thing I did was I cried. I sat on my couch and cried and felt like I don't feel loved. And then when I got over that, I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can really, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Tameka, when you mentioned journaling, one of the things that I love about that is, when you're going to buy a car and, regularly you're driving along the road, whatever the car's, and then all of a sudden, I own a Subaru, so I'm just going to pick a Subaru. You decide that you're going to buy a Subaru. You want a blue Subaru. Well, you saw 5 today. All of a sudden, you are seeing all the Subarus on the road. Now,
Mm-hmm.
that's actually something called the reticular activating system in
Yes,
your brain.
Yeah.
It's like we get so much input all the time, sensory input, heat, cold, what the floor feels like, what we see, what we hear, what we smell. So our conscious brain just couldn't deal with it if all of that came in at once. So there's like a little, I just think of it like a little door. I'll let that in because we're interested in that, and I'm not letting that in.
Yeah.
But once you tell your conscious brain that you're interested in something, the little door opens every time something comes along. So if you're journaling and saying, first of all, you're journaling into that vision of that new place,
Mm-hmm.
and you're really getting connected emotionally with it. And then you're opening up your mind, all my blocks are dissolving, money is flowing in. Now you're programming your conscious brain.
Yes.
And when you
Yes.
do it, you allow each day that you journal, that vision gets a little expanded. Ideas pop in, and more. You wake up in the morning, and an idea pops in your head. I just
Absolutely.
love that. It's just an awesome way to go. I love that
I
you
love
mentioned.
that. And that you said that, that is so true because it's been a long time of me journaling, but I now, like you said, it opens the door and you see more of that thing you're searching for. Now it's so easy for me to strategize. Strategy comes just like that to me, right?
Yeah.
Because I've aligned myself with seeing strategy in every little thing. So now, anytime I see something, oh, okay, that's simple. Let's go do this, and let's go do this, and let's go do that. And so it's your brain being trained into what it is that you are wanting it to do. And I listen, mine, like somebody said in the comments, mindset is everything.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. And also it means that all sorts of things are drawn towards you. A conversation
Mhm.
with a friend, you're having a coffee. She happens to mention that, I'm doing this mindset course. I'm doing this money. I'm working with Joyo, on money mindset or whatever. And you go, oh,
Yeah.
really? Tell me more about that. Or you just happen to be walking by a bookstore and in the window there's a book and you go, I think I might just go and check that out. Or it
Mhm.
comes into your inbox and you would
Yeah.
have not looked at it, and then now you are.
Yeah.
So I just,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So I would say having the right mindset just in life is the foundation. Is the foundation before you can move on to anything else that you're wanting to do, whether that's life, career, and or business, education, whatever those goals are that you're trying to achieve. Having the right mindset it must be your foundation. If
Yep.
you don't have the right mindset, a positive mindset and a mindset of abundance, like Sue said earlier, you have to have a mindset of abundance because if you're operating out of lack, it's never going to happen. It is never going to happen because you're always going to be trying to claw at it here and claw at it there, just trying to grab it. You barely have it here and it's slipping out of your fingers. So if you set yourself up for success mentally, spiritually, then the financial overflow can begin to happen because you're now, working towards a new thing. You're now aligning yourself towards the things that you're wanting to do in life, which includes having a successful business. So before we move on, I just want to say thank you to everyone who is tuning in. Today's episode, today's masterclass is all about having how to achieve a millionaire mindset. How do you get to that point of having a millionaire mindset, and how do you keep it, and how do you use it? Okay, so it's about money, mindset, and making millions. All right. All right. So let's switch over into the money mindset of it all, Choyo. Let's
Okay.
switch over to the money mindset and how do we begin to align ourselves or align our mindset to begin to allow money to come in and flow into us? Like, how do we shift into that?
Yeah, I think it's so important first to create a vision for the money that you want in your life. And that looks different for everyone. But when I first started out in the coaching industry, I saw myself first as a six-figure coach before I ever became a six-figure coach.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of times we want to wait until it's in our reality before we start seeing it, before we start believing it, and before we start acting on it. But in order for you to have it in your reality, you first have to see it in your mind. Then I promise you, you will be able to hold it in your hands. Even though, and even when your circumstances look contrary to what you're believing, we have to hold on to that vision. I tell people all the time, I'm always in the fourth dimension. I'm rarely ever here in this world because my situations, my circumstances, my bank account may be saying something totally different from what I'm believing. But that's why it's so important to really, really, really develop that imagination and just go and use your imagination all the time.
Yeah.
Because if you are feeling poor, there's no way for you to thrive or have abundance.
Come on. Come on. Come
So
on.
whenever I feel abundant, guess what? Abundance find me. And when
Yes.
I speak of abundance, I'm not just talking about your bank account, because what good is it if you have millions in your bank account, but all your relationships are bankrupt?
Come on.
We're talking about the full spectrum of wealth in every area of your life.
Yes.
And it starts in the mind, looking at those money stories, looking at that money, those money beliefs. Now, here's the interesting part. We're operating off of money beliefs that we don't even believe or we didn't even create. It was passed down to us from generation to generation. So the way you think about money now is how your mama used to think about money, how your grandma used to think about money, and we have never stopped long enough to reevaluate our money beliefs.
Yeah.
So we have to reevaluate those beliefs. And you're going to realize a lot of the stuff you believe is not even true. You're just walking around believing it.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's powerful. That is very powerful when it comes to your money mindset, your beliefs,
Yes.
right? What are you believing for yourself? What are you believing for your life? What are you believing for your business? Because it really begins with your mindset. Your
Yes.
mindset has everything to do with you winning or whether you're going to fail or sit on the sidelines while everybody keep going. Okay.
Right.
um,
I was
that,
talking with a client just this morning, and that's exactly it. Her source of income was coming from a place that really wasn't filling her up, and she just said, and I think I've got a block there." And then when we talked about what she really wanted to do, she lit up. She said, "I can't do that. I couldn't do that because it couldn't financially support me." And I said, "Well, why not?" She said, "Well, I just got this big block of fear." I said, "What does the fear say to you?" She said, "I'm not good enough. I'm too old. I mean, no,
oh,
I just, I couldn't possibly make money doing that."
Yeah.
And then when I said to her, "Okay, but that's the fear. Is it true?" And then she went, "No."
Yeah. And that's why you have to have a coach, because you can't see yourself if you're in a picture frame.
Exactly.
right, right.
Exactly.
Listen, don't take the mirror out. Do not take the mirror out. Go get a coach. Okay. Do not try to coach yourself because if you could do it, you would have already done it.
Yes.
Find
You know
someone
what? The
who
subconscious
can
is
help
called the
you.
subconscious for a reason. And it's
I
because we can't see our own.
Yes.
But I
absolutely
think there's
so.
some real keys though, because look at your results. If
Yeah,
you're not getting the results that you want, then that means that's time to go and find that right.
absolutely.
Go do it.
Absolutely.
Go
Yeah.
see.
And the key is looking at the results without judgment, because the goal is not for you to feel so much shame and guilt that
Yeah.
you stay stuck. Your results right now is just an indication of yesterday's thinking. So
Come
that's why
on.
it's important for you to jump on this summit, because we're trying to change the global script from lack to abundance, and it
Yes.
starts with awareness. So
Mm-hmm.
we don't have time for you to feel sorry for yourself anymore. We don't
Mm,
have time for the guilt and the shame to run your life. That was yesterday. We don't care about that. We want to get you from where you are now to where
yeah.
you want to go. And we know how to close that gap.
Absolutely.
I
I just
love
made
that you
that
said that.
similar statement in one of my groups. I said, now is showtime. We have
So
no time to waste. We have no time to waste. If this is what you're trying to go for, this is what you want, let's get it done. But it's all about action. You have to take action if you want to see results. So right now, before we move on, I want to showcase something to the world. Okay. This is what's happening on July 21st and 22nd. We have Miss Sue not he but she she is the host of the Millionaire Mindset Summit happening on July 21st and July 22nd. If you have not gotten your tickets just yet, I urge you to do so. But today's episode is being brought to us courtesy of the Millionaire Mindset Summit. Do you see the lineup, y'all? Do y'all see the lineup of this? Wow, is all I can say. These are amazing people. And I'm not just saying it because I'm included, okay? But these are phenomenal leaders
Yes.
who have done amazing things in business, amazing things in life, um, and they're not stopping. Not stop. What we are not stopping, not stopping at all for anything. We are going for what it is that we desire. And I suggest that you all, if you have not registered to attend the Millionaire Mindset Summit, that you do so now. You'll have the link here in a few seconds, scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Go ahead on and register today. Get registered for the Millionaire Mindset Summit. So, Sue, can you tell us a little bit about the Millionaire Mindset Summit? Why did you create or want to create the Millionaire Mindset Summit?
Hmm. I think particularly right now, there's so much anxiety about money. There's so much anxiety about what's happening in the world, and there's so much anxiety about lack. And so one of my, I explained earlier that, I believe that particularly for women, it's true for everybody. When you're financially free, you can be confidently who you are in the world. But I think especially now, this mindset shift is really needed. And so I wanted to interview some amazing people. And all the people that you saw on the screen, I've interviewed them. They are really leaders in this area. Actually, you're speaking with two of them right now. And so they really offer amazing trainings and amazing insights into money, our relationship with money, and the simple changes that we can all make, particularly as women, to really shift into a wealth, abundance, love, joy mindset. And so that was a very important reason for me. And by the way, I want to mention, I know that lots of people take vacation around now, and maybe there aren't as many people around. So I would invite you to upgrade to VIP for $47 and get access to all of the interviews for 90 days, because that way you won't miss any. You can also re-listen to any, I have been re-listening to all of your interviews, and I'm still learning, and I'm still blown away by the quality and the amazing input that each of you so generously provided. So I really encourage you, take advantage. It's free for 4 days, for heaven's sake. And then if you want to listen more, it's $47 before the event. So yeah, it would
Absolutely. Take advantage now, ladies. Take advantage now. I actually had a man who reached out. He said, "Is this only for women?" I said, "Well,
no.
it's not necessarily just for women. You can get a ticket if you like. Go ahead on and get your
Totally. No,
ticket."
please do.
Um,
And you'll know
and
when you see my intro video that I was welcoming you too. So
awesome, awesome. So we'll have the website running here along the bottom of the screen for the rest of today's masterclass, because we want to make sure that you get it. We want to make sure that you're able to get registered today and get that VIP ticket. You have it for 90 days. 90 days of amazing strategists, amazing money makers, amazing people in business who's ready to just pour into you, right? They're ready to
and
pour
there's
into you. And if
also
you know me, mhm.
sorry, Tameka, I didn't mean to interrupt you. There's also a bonus that goes with that. There are a limited number of coaching spots, just 30 minutes with me, but very specific outcomes. You'll get all the details when you register. So I encourage you, look, it's all free, just go for it. And if you upgrade, you get the opportunity to really dig in and get that value.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So listen, get your notebooks, get your pens. If you journal, get that journal notebook out too and put it in the journal notebook so you can see it every day you open it up, okay? But get ready for the Millionaire Mindset Summit starting on July 21st to July 22nd. And if you're anything like I was once, a 9-to-5 career woman, you should purchase that VIP ticket. All right. And make sure that you learn what it is that you need to learn. If you're wanting to be successful, there's a saying, right? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Well, we're inviting you to go together. We're inviting you to join the community so that you can go further, faster with the knowledge that we're sharing, the expertise that we are sharing with you during this summit. So I'm excited to be a part of it. Thank you so much, Ms. Sue, for creating it and then inviting all of us to be a part of something that's absolutely amazing. All right, so we're
I
going
just want
to
to give a shout out to these two ladies. They both donated their time. they're both of their interviews are really incredible. You've had a taste already, so make sure you don't miss this because
Yes, yes,
you're
yes. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right, so we're going to keep going with today's business masterclass because it's not over. Now, this is normally a 30-minute show. I want them to get it while lunchtime is happening, get inspired to create, build, and launch their business during their lunchtime. However, today is special. It's all about teaching them how to have the millionaire mindset in business. And I know that people are going to tune in, they're going to watch, they're going to enjoy, they're going to learn, and then they're going
afford that, or oh my goodness, like that was totally ridiculous. I couldn't possibly, or the whole stress factor about
Mhm.
looking at your bank account, observing that sends you in an energy down swirl instead of an energy up swirl. And
Yes.
so becoming aware is obviously really, really important. But we've talked a lot about getting your energy in a whole different place. And that's where spending time, I mean, you may not be a person who meditates. If you are, this is awesome because when you meditate, you are creating space for ideas to come through you that can really change you in a really positive way and make you aware of blocks that perhaps you're not aware of. But that journaling, the whole putting yourself in the future that Choyo talked about a moment ago, and actually feeling into it, is the feeling that's so important. It's all about what does it feel like to be in that new place, and getting them, spending time in that higher vibration, in what's possible, putting yourself into that future. And then, of course, the affirmations. And for me, you already know, Psych K is my go-to tool. So that's what I use to really help shift those blocks, shift the family line. And for me, I also, this may or may not fit with you, but for me, also past lives. It helps clean out that subconscious. Now, you want something a lot more practical. Well, that's actually very practical, but what I want to make clear is this is what I do, but I'm a mindset coach. But if you want some expertise on real finance, you need to talk to Choyo and Tameka. But those are what I do. That's what I do.
I love that. Those are all great things that anybody can do starting today, right? You can
Yeah,
do those starting today to
and they don't
begin
cost that much.
having a better mindset than you currently. If you don't like where your mindset is right now, start today. It's never too late to change. It's never too late to make a change in your life. And so if you don't like what you're seeing, change what you see, okay? That's the model that you need to be going by when you're working to change your mindset. If I don't like what I'm dealing with, how I'm living, how my life is, the things that I'm going through, either change your surroundings, but something must change in order for you to see success, in order for you to have a different surrounding, in order for you to have a different mindset, in order for you to have a different life and lifestyle. So make the change today. Make that change to having a better mindset. It comes with success. I promise you
I
that.
so agree with that. I think there was a point in my life where I thought getting into the energy, that was it. And only later did I put together, get in the energy and then take aligned action. You have to take the aligned action.
Yes,
Without the aligned action, it doesn't come into form. And that's
right.
the piece that's so important. But yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing, Miss Sue. I appreciate it. Because it's definitely going to help the audience. They're going to see this forever. It's never going anywhere. They're going to learn how to have the right mindset, how to get themselves to a better mindset. So thank you for sharing that. Now let's move on to Miss Choyo. Um, let's talk about how do we start to achieve a money mindset, when it comes to business. How do we begin to have that better relationship with money so that it flows to us? What are some things that our audience can do today, starting today?
Okay, so what I do every single day, every morning, I make a decision, and I make a decision that I'm going to be prosperous every day. That's my decision. I am prosperity. Every morning, I'm saying that. And then I look for prosperity. So that's what I want you to do, because what we focus on, it grows. And what we focus on, we start to see more of. So driving my girls to school or driving them to the grocery store, we are looking for prosperity. And how does that look? Cars are passing by, right? We're like, oh, that car is 30,000, that car is 15,000, that car is 100,000. So we're looking for prosperity. And if I really need to look for prosperity, I'm going to take a trip to the casino, because soon as I not to spend money, but soon as I get on the floor, I see all these blackjack tables and all these tables, right? And right on the floor, not even in the back, it's millions of dollars. So
Yeah.
I have to anchor this belief of abundance is all around me. So I'm
Yeah.
looking for abundance. And when I look for abundance, I find abundance. Those are
Yeah.
two things you can do. And one other real simple thing you can do every day. I'm tracking every penny that's coming into my life, even if it's a penny that I found outside going to the car. And I'm doing that and I'm writing it down, not from an accountant standpoint, but from an appreciation standpoint, because what you appreciate appreciates. So I'm thanking God. God is my higher power. I'm thanking God for $5, and I'm thanking God for $500,000.
Right.
Whatever's coming in, I have to stay in gratitude. So those three
Absolutely.
real practical tools you can use right now, regardless of your bank account, regardless of anything going on in your life. Make a decision that abundance is your birthright.
Yes. 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 Come
I
through.
love
All
that.
right.
And I think that when we are abundant, I think that sometimes we can feel as though if we have a lot, we're depriving other people. But that is so, the opposite is actually true. There is unlimited abundance.
Right.
We are in a position to help so many more people, people we love, people we care about, things that we care about in the
Yes.
world, when we have abundance, lots
Yes.
of it. And that's, it's so, so much a force for good. And
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. And because
Absolutely.
we're not talking about a slice of the pie, we're talking about infinity. So
Yeah.
it's about you getting your slice, or if you get your slice, you're taking from somebody else. This is infinite.
yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, so there's two things that, or actually three things that I want to hit on. What you all have both said along the way, probably two, because I forgot the third one. Okay, blame, blame my brain. Okay, blame the brain. I have two toddlers. They take all of my memory. But I will say that one thing is that I love Ms. Sue, when you talked about affirmations, right? Affirmations. I believe in affirmations. I believe in affirming myself before I allow the world to come in and create me to who they want me to be, right? I always start my day with affirming myself, with affirming my life. The gratitude that you talked about, Choyo, the gratitude and being grateful for the things that I have, you know, my family, my life, my health, my wealth, my house, my cars, you know, be able to get around and have a roof over our head. I thank God for my babies, you know, as wise as they think they are. I thank God for them, right? And so it's always staying in a grateful mindset. And so one thing that I do, again, I journal, but I have an affirmation journal that I will be releasing soon called the Big Book, the Big Bold Affirmations. And it's all about what are the words that you should speak over yourself? What do you should be saying to yourself? What do you should be believing for yourself to see success in life? And so one saying that I have with that is affirm you before the world forms you, or before society forms you, because again, society has a way of molding you into what it wants you to be, whether that is watching YouTube all day, watching social media all day, watching TV all day. Learn how to distance yourself from all of that and learn who you are, because that's the biggest key to, you know, shifting anything about yourself, whether that's your mindset, your finances, your household, whatever that is. You have to distance yourself from things that distract you from what's really right in front of you that you should be focusing on. Um, And then the second thing is, I have five pillars, and it applies to every part of life. It's my five pillars of perseverance. And it applies to whether you are in business and going through things and how you should do that, whether it's things that you're going through in life, career, it doesn't matter. But these five pillars, I stand behind them and I actually repeat them to myself on a weekly basis now. I used to have to do it every single day because, once you're ready to make that shift, you have to remind yourself every single day. You have to have that constant reminder that you can do this regardless of what's going on. So I'm just going to quickly give them. I'm not going to go into detail. A lot of people that know me know of my five pillars of perseverance, but just sharing it again, it'll be a reminder to them of what it is, how you should think, how you should do things to tap into the power of your perseverance, right? So my first step is to understand that your setbacks, understand that your setbacks are stepping stones to greater. Your setbacks are stepping stones to greater. So no matter, if you feel like you're failing, you're not failing. It's just a lesson learned, right? It's a lesson learned. So you now know not to do it next time if you want to go another step further. So your stepping stones, your setbacks are just stepping stones to your greater. And the second one is to reveal, second and third, reveal and release the people on to making the greatest shift when it comes to now having that money mindset, right? So listen, ladies, I've enjoyed you all. I have enjoyed this conversation. I've enjoyed talking about just mindset, women's empowerment, how to have a mindset, how to have a money mindset with Miss Choyo. This has absolutely been amazing. I'm excited to be connected to you all. This is life changing for me as well. A lot of people are they believe that, okay, it's just for a season. Well, it doesn't matter if it's for a season. I've been blessed to now know you two, right? And knowing that I can reach out to you if it's something that I need to, check myself on, or have a conversation about. If there's questions about stuff, I love to reach out, especially if it's an area where I'm not an expert or have not the complete knowledge of. I reach out, and that's what people should do. Reach out to a coach and let them help you. But before we get out of here, I'm going to ask you one last question. Before we do that, I want you to tell the people how can they connect with you. How can they connect with you on social media, website, or wherever that is? And let's start with you, Miss Sue.
You can find me on LinkedIn, Sue Begent, Begent, and you can find me on Facebook. Those are the best. So LinkedIn is probably my favorite platform, but
awesome. All right, and Miss Choyo.
Facebook is my favorite. I love Facebook. You can find me on Facebook at Choyo Wilson-Daniel, or all things social media is Choyo Wilson-Daniel. But I prefer Facebook.
Awesome. Well, listen, Choyo prefers Facebook. Don't go look for her everywhere else. She may not respond.
So I just want to give a big shout out to both of you. I want to say thank you so much for being part of the Millionaire Mindset event, and how much I appreciate both of you, the wisdom that you've shared. And I hope that everybody watching, take advantage of this amazing summit, because these two ladies and 10 others really brought so much wisdom and knowledge and love to this.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Miss Sue. I appreciate you. So we're going to wrap this up. I have one last question for you, ladies. All right. If there was one thing that you've learned from your journey, what is the greatest thing that you've learned? What is the greatest thing that you've learned from your journey of getting, making it through your journey to being who you are now? What is one thing that you have learned about yourself, your journey, your life, whatever that is? What is one thing that you can share? We'll start with you, Miss Sue.
I was feeling you would start with me. Well, I'm like, wow, like